Pau. So you can start your introduction first.
All right. So I start?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Nick, for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to talk about what I'm truly passionate about, which is at the end to build immersive educational experiences without coding a single line of code. As you said, no code rules the world. So I'm a user experience multimedia director at UCAM, Catholic University of Murcia, in the southeast of Spain. And here we are starting to use what I like to call immersive technologies in order to apply it into the class. So I don't know if you, Nick, want to introduce more things, or I can go ahead and open the PowerPoint.
Well, you can give a start. For those who don't know me, next to being part of Avans University, I'm also a big XR enthusiast. And last year in the Corona time, I've been very much developing XR experience for companies, like it's Rijkswaterstaat and Bremen Installatiegroep and some others that are supplying IT to the government. So I've created my work out of it. But before I was organizing a lot of innovation festivals. So while finishing my course here on business innovation in 2016, I started my company in the third year of the study after a minor interdisciplinary consultancy. And I started organizing events, and innovation festivals and hackathons, where we actually develop on top of technology, society solutions and sometimes company solutions. But I'm most driven about coming together with completely different skill sets, and then in 1 day or 2 days, being able to create a prototype that is actually has the potential to impact millions of people. And so mostly those questions are sustainable development goal related, and I really like to work with technology and develop these technologies together with people that have no technical skills at all. So that's why everything today will be no code, but tools to enable them to work towards the first prototype. And then in our study is finding a good team of technical skilled people and design skilled people to actually make it work. So that first step is what we try to do in this innovation study here with now our Makerspace. And XR and VR, especially VR right now, has taken a large momentum in the last Corona year, as more and more people started remote working. And if you're in your home office, and then on an island or on working on Mars, as everything is now possible in VR, you can make the collaboration more exciting, but also much more context driven. So explaining from a book page with a picture or explaining it while walking in the context has been now affordable for many people. So that's the great momentum that we are now in. And those VR glasses that you see over here are the Oculus Quest 2. We now have 20 VR glasses. Yeah, he's also using the Oculus Quest 2. We have 20 VR glasses now, so that means that we can supply the whole classroom with VR glasses. We have now, I think, 15 Oculus Quest 2s and 4 or 5 Oculus Quest 1s, which means that the whole study course, and you can explain much more about it, can be done in VR.
Fantastic.
And you're one of the biggest experts, I think, in that field. You do complete classes in VR. Yeah, sure.
What's the difference between VR and
XR is a term that combines mixed reality, augmented reality, and virtual reality. We say extended reality. And VR is very specific in you dive into a completely different world. You cannot see this anymore. You're in a different world. It's a virtual reality. Yeah. Well, you can go on with your slides, I think.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's see some examples as well, like how to apply XR.
Yeah, so this is quite simple because at the end it's quite powerful, okay? Because everything that could be explained in only one sentence is what it makes it, what I believe it makes it very interesting. So as I said, I'm going to give you guys examples on the educational field. But as you will see, this technology is so big, so powerful that it could be applied to nearly everything. So here is the big challenge that we are facing in our university, but everybody is facing in any classrooms all over the world. So we have classes like this. It's at the end, they are still bidimensional classes. Okay, we are starting to use uh, webcams and video streamline platforms, but still we are in a 2D screen, okay? But however, what we are trying to explain and to teach our students, they are not, most of the time, they are not 2D concepts, they are 3D concepts. Let me give you an example, like chemistry, architecture, anatomy, all of these are 3D concepts. Let me give you a specific example. Let's talk about the human heart. The human heart, it's so complex that we can use nowadays videos in 3D, we can have photos, images, but of course there is nothing like grabbing the real heart, right? Okay, now what if I tell you that there is actually something a little bit better because it has the good from both worlds? What if we start using an actual 3D recreation of the human heart and we give it to our students? That way they will be able to see a real heart without watching it directly, and they will understand the 3D concept of the anatomy of the heart in a 3D way, which at the end it makes sense because if we are trying to teach something, if we are trying to teach a 3D concept, why don't we use a 3D space? All right, so nowadays we have platforms such as Mozilla Hubs, which is the one that we're going to show you today, which allows you to create those 3D spaces. And then inside those spaces, you can teach anything you want. What I love from Mozilla Hubs is everything you can see over here. It's an open source project from Mozilla. So that means it's totally free. It's a WebVR platform, which means that you guys can access it with, of course, with the VR headsets that you have, the Oculus Quest 2, but you can also access, and I will do it also with my phone. You can also use a computer, a tablet. The only thing you need is just an internet connection and a web browser. This is very important because obviously not everybody has access to a VR headset. Then it's 100% customizable. This is amazing because it means that you can recreate literally anything that you can imagine. So that this for a professor means everything because they will be able to use it in all different scenarios. And then of course it's a collaborative platform, which means that okay, we can access with any phone or with any device. We can put anything we want in the classroom, but where are other people? What it makes sense is when everything that we create, it's collaborative, which means that we can access inside this classroom with other people. That is what it makes very interesting. So it's scalable also. You can make it as many as you want. We can fit up to, we made up to 30, 25, 30 people in one room, and it works perfectly. Yeah, let me give you an example of things that we've been done in Mozilla Hubs. So this is our first experience in Hubs. What we created is a scenario like the one that you are watching right here. This is a 3D scenario where we have an entrance over there where students were able to access and read this image in order to understand how to move and interact with the platform. They get into the link and then they can move with the WASD and then with their mouse. Or if they have a mobile phone, they can only move around and pitch. So this is the basics for moving around the platform. Then what we did is over here we put the windsurf table, and the students were able to interact with that table. And then in the classroom, since it's a web-based platform, we can also reuse classic materials such as PDF, images, videos, etc. We can also use that kind of material. But what it allows you, this kind of platform, it allows you to use not only those flat 2D resources, but also 3D resources. And this is where things are starting to get more interesting. Let's take a look at this video that we created about the whole experience. So you can see how was it. this is the video. Let me know if you can see it properly. What you can see, guys, right now, this is the image from the point of view of one of the students, and there you can see the professors, and each head is one of our students, and the professor with the hands is the professor with the glasses, because when you get into the Mozilla Hubs without glasses, your hands doesn't appear, they only appear your head. But when you get into the classroom with the headsets, your hands are also in a VR environment. So once we are in here, the professor, you will be able to see how the professor uses a point laser. He can grab things, move them around, and then students were able to move also around. They go to the 3D object and they move towards the wall where we have the PowerPoint. They can see the video, everything that you can see over there. See,
Yeah,
this is
maybe it's also interesting if people are with their phone. If you can send a link in the chat to one of those spaces, so they can actually try it on the phone, on the laptop, and then in a few minutes also on the VR headset.
Yeah. So let's go to this actual scenario, or you want to use the one about makers.
Yeah, you can share that one if you want. Yeah.
That one, okay. So here, what you can see right now, this is my Google Chrome, as you can see. That's the link over there, and I can share this link in the chat, or you can go over here and click invite, and here you can see how simple this is. You just need to go to hub.link and enter this code. You guys can go it and do it right now. Go ahead and click in here. Let me put it in a big screen. So this is the link.
Yeah,
I will put it over here. Let me put in a big screen. So that will be hub.link, and that's the link. This is the code that they will ask you. Let me put it in big enough.
Yeah.
There it is. So just click into hub.link and press this. You will be able to access to this. I'm going to do it also with my phone, so you can see how easy it is. 727.016. And I go ahead. I get into the Hubs platform. There it is. I can see over here to move around. I just click and drag my mouse, and I can look around. And then from the cursors, or the remember WASD, I can literally move around space. I can combine, move towards, backwards, etc.
Yeah. Can you show the code one more time, Pau? So the people on the computer can also join.
There it is.
All right. All right. So people are actually joining, and you see in the bottom, you see people are joining the lobby, and then they are joining the room, and they can use the audio and video. And you can even use your webcam inside the space.
There it is. We can see some people here.
Yeah, Remy is joining. So
There
now we also hear the ladies in there.
Perfect. Welcome to the virtual environment.
Ja, je kan inzoomen met je telefoon. So you can pinch the zoom and zoom out to walk back. And you can turn around and go left to right in the screen. Yep. Great. So everyone is starting to walk around. Yeah.
Perfect.
So they want to drink at the bar.
Yeah.
Drink.
That's the first place people go to see if they actually can grab the bottle and take a drink.
Yeah, you can do that actually. So you can place 3D objects now. Even when you're in there, you don't have to go into a programming language. You can just place 3D objects while you're in there.
Yeah, like this windsurf. Remember what I just told you about the windsurf class that we did, and I grabbed that 3D object and I put it right here in this Hubs environment, so you can take a look, and I can also interact with it. If I press the space bar, you will see that it comes up, it pops up the menu. So each object has all these links that you can see here. Of course, you can clone the object, you can rotate the object, you can make it bigger or smaller, and of course you can delete it or pin it. Pin means that you will grab and pin it over there, so anybody can unpin or move around.
Yeah. So if you it's like saving your file. So if you want to go back, the things that you have pinned will still be there. If you don't pin them, they will disappear.
And if you only right click, then you see the object.
If you right click, you see the object zoomed in like your full screen. So if someone is giving a presentation, like a PowerPoint, you can very easily give PowerPoint presentation inside here.
Yeah.
If they cannot read it because it's too small, just ask them to right click on it, and they can read it like full screen. So this is like the program, like a very old picture of the program like 2 weeks ago. So there were some changes, but if you click on the share button below, you can share either your camera, and on the phone is your camera. So you see that my camera will be shown there. So you can also have your normal Zoom meetings in there. But you can also share your screen. So you can turn it on and off. See? Quite easy, yeah?
Could you guys silence inside Hubs so I don't hear myself double?
In de voer je op de microfoon. Dan moet je die even op mute zetten. Dan heb je niet een dubbel.
Perfect.
But if you click on the third button, the place button, you start to, you see me as with a photo on my avatar, so it looks like me. But you can change your avatar, but you can also place 3D objects. So, Pau, you want to give me your beer?
Sure. Let me grab here, go to 3D model. So this uses right now Google Poly and Sketchfab. As you know, Google Poly will disappear soon, unfortunately. And here I can click in beer, and we can see a lot of different beers. Classic one. I click in one, and there it is, a beer.
Nice. Yeah, nice beer. Thank you. There you go. And the cocktail is already starting. Lucky you guys, I brought some beers today. It's the first time that we have alcohol in the house. We will have a nice after party in here after 5 o'clock. So now you're going to be the first one that I experience. And at 5 o'clock, you can decorate this space for the party tonight.
Arjun likes sushi.
There you go. That's a sushi plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can pin them or move them or make them bigger. If you with the phone, it's a little bit hard, but if you have a computer, you can click on the space bar or tab, and you see all the objects that are in the space. And you can make them bigger or smaller, or you can open them as a link, so in an extra tab, so you can save. For example, if you make photos of the room, you can very easily save them and store them on your computer. Yeah, and Giphies and even videos and YouTube videos you can also load in. So you can actually play whatever song you want. You say, oh, which one song you would like? And you can give the whole floor that music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's open source and free to create. And it's every room has space for 24. And even we're able to host it on our own server because it's open source. And we are able to host 50 people in one room. And then people can choose if they want to join with the phone. That's the useful thing about this is there's almost no VR platform that is so open to many devices that we barely work with any other VR platforms, even though there are more than 200 than Hubs, because everyone says, okay, I don't have a VR glass, how can I join? Oh, a logistical problem. And so this makes it much easier to give everyone the sense of being there, even though it's on different devices.
Yeah, and as you can see, guys, you did all this without installing anything, just directly.
Yeah. So we call this WebVR, internet-based VR variant. And there is PC VR, and there is also a native VR. These headsets they have their own hardware in the glasses, so they can run on their own without a cable to a computer. But that wasn't affordable 2 years ago. And then you had to buy a game PC, and then you need to have a big wire and transfer all the data from the cable. You needed a lot of machine power to run VR. But since Oculus Quest has come out in 2019, these headsets are now €350 each. And that means that instead of having to buy a €2 computer, you just need €350 and you are good to go.
Yep. Another thing that which is very interesting is that you can add not only 3D objects, but also 360 images. Let me just share one. And also you can see how easy it is to share a 360 image. I have it right here in my computer. I grab it, I drag directly into the room. And if everything goes well, it should appear. There it is. This is an image. And if I make it, I use it with my, I can grab it over here and put it in the big screen. It's just that simple to add an image or a video or anything you want.
Yeah, and the 360, say if you there's also a builder's platform behind the platform. If you have 360 photos and you want to have like the viewpoint from this glass, from this window, then on the background of this platform you can also select if you want to have it in 360 or flat and long.
Yep.
So, and this is very easy to get started with, but actually designing is also what we like to do with you guys. And that's the background platform is called Spoke, SPOKAE. And in that platform you can customize everything on the millimeter, actually on the coordinates level.
Here is actually the platform, which is behind those experiences. What you can see over here are some experiences that we are building right now. For instance, we have a judge room right here. Let me grab in and get inside. So here is the experience. That's the scenario that we prepared, and we can move in here. So you can see over there, this is a scenario for Mozilla Hubs, and you can drag your camera, move around. Still, we are in the web browser, as you can see over there. We are still, everything is in web-based. And on the bottom part, we can see all the different assets that we can create and put in the scenario, like this object that we made at the beginning. And then if we select the object, like if I click over there and I select it, you can see over that on the right side we have the hierarchy of the objects, and this is the GLB 3D object that we have over there. So we can make it, we can rotate it, we can make it bigger or smaller, etc. You can manipulate everything. And once you are done, you just come in here, publish into Hubs, and it will publish inside Mozilla Hubs. So you will be able to share this scene with anybody that you want.
Yeah, it's so easy to build your own VR environment. There are now over 10,000 templates, like you're using a WordPress template, that were created by people and shared open and publicly to use.
It's possible actually to make anything of a solid. Like what I can see now is that you can create your own space, your working space, etc. If I want to prototype some sort of building, like the interior, etc., but it has multiple stories, is that possible to go in WebVR to the second floor, for example?
Yeah. So you can actually build your stairs. You can also create teleport spaces.
Okay. Yeah.
So on the corner, on a picture, for example, move to the second floor, like you're clicking on an elevator, and then you teleport to there.
Yeah, but
there are different ways.
Different room actually.
Yeah, you can also teleport to a different room. Some people, for example, they do a lot of brainstorm sessions, and then they have some energizers in between. But the energizer is a maze, and the maze is next to that building. And they say, oh, let's join the maze, and then try to find the right way, or try to find each other. And the first one who gets there, and then it's a 15-minute break. And then afterwards, you see your stuff starts to. And they can, in the end of the maze, they have to teleport back to the meeting room where they are presenting. So you can very easily create your own escape rooms and activities in this space. Okay. And if you have like maximum of megabytes. There is a space limit. The browser has its limit. 250 megabytes on the computer, but only 50 megabytes on the smartphone browser. You can very easily create an extra room with an extra URL. So you teleport to the extra URL. Okay. So that's how Remy also is doing it for his final project presentation. He's creating separate rooms, and then you give it to there, and then when that's done, people can go to the next room. And it's very much self-guided. That you can create arrows in the floors and walk this way, or you can let people discover itself, or you are there at that moment and you guide them. Oh, lekker. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's almost time already. It's 45 already. And I see Henk is calling in. Let's see if we can pick up the Henk's call. If you guys have a computer and want to try it out today to build your own space, please go to hubs.mozilla.com. So very easy. Hubs.mozilla. Hubs.mozilla.com, and start creating your own account. So let's call them back. On the right corner, you see the sign in button. And if you sign in, you just use your email. You get a confirmation email. If you click on, there you go. Hey, welkom Maurice. Ik zag Henk al bellen. Ja, het mag daar. Ja. Dat is, ze sluiten zo meteen daar om 2 o'clock. They close at 2. And then the next session starts. But in between, they're also speaking. From 2 till 2:50, I think. Yeah. Timer, yeah. If you have seen timer, yeah. Yeah, check the timer. So guys, if you want to log in, on the right corner, you get a confirmation mail, and then you see this button. It's called Spoke. And the Spoke button brings you to your own work environment. And you can start your own project. And you can start building your own thing. You just click on New Project. Maybe you can show it as well. I'm not sharing my screen here, but maybe you can show by clicking on Spoke. Pau, if you want to show that.
Yeah, what do you want?
They are creating a new project in Spoke. That part.
Let me go over here. File, new project. There it is. So here you guys can start with a template. There are hundreds of scenarios that they are just made already. Mm-hmm. So you can just click on them and then just use them. Like let's say this scenario. It's a gallery. It's loading. There we are. This is the lobby. Yeah. And here's the scenario.
And if you want to have your art gallery, for example, you can very easy on the right. You can delete all the pictures that are in there, and then up your pictures from your own computer if you want to,
exactly.
To create your own art gallery. A lot of arts are actually using this platform right now to accommodate their arts, as they are not able to go to a museum anymore or to school and exhibit in an exhibition, for example. They started using Mozilla Hubs as their way to present their art now.
Yep, actually, I do have a good example on that right here. It's a museum that we did with these sculptures that we have about during the Holy Week. We took those sculptures of the Jesus Christ, etc., to the streets, but nowadays we cannot. So we made a photogrammetry of these statues, and there it is, and we put them in this scenario, so we can get closer, etc. Here's the rest of the scenario. Some images. We have another one. And this is like you guys saw Matrix, right? Remember when Neo and Morpheus learns how the Matrix works, and he said, okay, in here there is no rules of anything basically because everything is digital. So right now I'm using the floor, but I can also fly around like this. We can fly if I spin, so I can get even closer to the objects. Because remember, there is no spoon. To enter into fly mode, you have to click on G key.
I have a question.
Maybe you have a question here. Can you hear that, Paul?
Tim, what's the question?
The question is there some kind of instruction template picture that shows which cursors or like buttons to use so that people that join individually know where how they can move within the app?
Sorry, I cannot hear you correctly because you are maybe too far away from the micro. I don't know if you can repeat it, Nick.
Of course. Is there some kind of instruction template picture which shows which cursors and buttons you have to use to move within the hub if people enter individually?
Yeah, actually, there are several ones. Here you can see one of them. Over here in pink. So you have the arrows, or you have the WASD, and then your mouse to click around. The left mouse will be to look around, and the right one will be to teleport into a place.
Okay, that's great because I'm like already done with my with the creation of my hub, and I was only missing like this instruction template. So do you know where I can find this one so I can use it for myself?
Sure, I can send it to you guys directly, or you can just grab it from here. This is something I made myself for the class, but I will totally open it and send it to you guys. Nick, I don't know if you wanted me to just grab it from the screen, or I can send it to you by email, whatever you want.
Well, what's easiest for you? That's that's fine.
Just sure, give me your email address, and I will send it to you like straight right now.
Or, yeah, sure. It's REMY.
REMY.
Yes, and then at.
Yep.
UOOR. No, that's wrong. VOOR.
OR.
V instead of the N.
Van een sessie zetten.
Achter die A, dus
maybe if you guys are in the Hubs room also, you can type in here. There's a chat in the Hubs over there. You can see. You can click in here. You can send.
Ja, alleen een streep tussenvoor en.
You can write it here over there. Remember, for accessing this room, you just get into.
Okay, I send in the chat. I send it, Pau. But we gotta wrap up, Pau. Thank you very much for
quick
one.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you very much. Sorry I cannot be longer, but I have to go. It was a real pleasure, Nick. Thanks a lot for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys are able to create in this new XR scenario.
Yeah, me too. And feel free to join in the 5 o'clock networking part, and in the space that you just showed, just so we can decorate that space a little bit more. Huh?
Perfect. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Great. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. So thanks for joining. Also, the Dutch people over here online. We will go to the next session, and feel free to join Nicole Hoeks on our presentation on bio-based design, or the next workshop that will be starting in a few minutes. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment in the chat, and see you.